Hi there. Shall we start with some inequality questions today? Alright, question 1 it says, n is an integer such that n is greater or equal to minus 2 and is less than 3. We need to write down all the possible values of n. Well, it's lovely that we get this inequality right there, because it's not really a big range, which means the answer is not going to be that much. And the question told us that it's an integer. That means that n could equal to minus 2, because it's greater or equal than minus 2. It can also equal to minus 1 and 0 and 1 and 2, but not 3 in this case, because the original question told us it's supposed to be less than 3. Alright, I think that's the first question. Let's move on to question 2. On the number line, show the inequality x is greater than minus 3. Well, here's minus 3, and is greater than, not greater or equal to, which is why it's supposed to be a hollow circle. We draw the arrow pointing in this direction to show it's greater than minus 3. And then in part B it says, y is greater or equal to 1, less than 5. Y is also an integer. Can you write down all the possible value for y? This is very similar to the previous question that we saw. So in this case, y could equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, but not 5, because it's less than 5. Alright, and then let's keep going. Part C asks us to solve the inequality. Shall we start with rearrangement? 40 less or equal to 19 minus 7. 40 less or equal to 12. T less or equal to 12 divided by 4. T less or equal to 3. Okay, I think that's the answer for the question. Let's move on to the next one. For question 3, it says, could you write down the inequality shown on the number line? The hollow circle is right there at the 2. So is it less than 2 or is it more than 2? Well, the arrow is going in this direction. That means it's less than 2. Oh, but bear in mind this is x. We are going to write x is less than 2. Let's move on to the next one. Question 4. n is greater than minus 1, n is less or equal to 3, n is an integer. We need to write down all the possible value. Well, again, it's very similar to the questions that we have done. N could equal to actually, n cannot equal to minus 1 because it's supposed to be greater than minus 1. So n can equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. And then the question asks us to solve the inequality. Same thing as before, let's do a rearrangement first. 2x is greater than 8 plus 5. 2x is greater than 13. X is greater than, on both sides of the inequality, divided by 2. 13 divided by 2. We can leave it there as the final answer, or if you want, you can change it into a decimal. Alright, and then question 5. It says, on the number line, show the inequality x is greater than minus 2, less than 4. Well, here is minus 2, hollow circle, because it's greater than, there's no equal sign. Less than 4, hollow circle again, for the same reason, there's no equal sign. Link them together. And that's that for this question. For the bottom part, part B, it says, write down the inequality. In this case, we can see the minus 2, and it is x. So the answer is supposed to be x is greater or equal to minus 2. And then let's keep going. For question 6, here it says, on the number line, show the inequality n is less than 2. Here is 2, hollow circle, because there's no equal sign, less than 2, which is why it's supposed to be pointing in this way. Okay, and for part B of the question, here it says, y is greater or equal to 4, y is less than 8, or the possible value for y. Well, in this case, y can equal to 4, 5, 6, 7, and then that's that. In order to solve the inequality in part C, we need to do 2 rearrangements. I'll show you guys how to do that step by step. 4x plus 6 minus x, that's all equal to 21. 4x minus x plus 6, that's all equal to 21. 3x plus 6, that's all equal to 21. And then rearrange the 6. 3x less or equal to 21 minus 6. 3x less or equal to 15. Finally, divide both sides of the inequality by 3. X is less or equal to 15 divided by 3. X less or equal to 5, which is the final answer for the question. Let's move on to the next one. Question 7. Solve the inequality and then show your answer on the number line. Let's do rearrangement of the x, shall we? For x minus x less or equal to 6. 3x less or equal to 6 on both sides of the inequality divided by 3. X less or equal to 6 divided by 3. X is less or equal to 2. Identify where is the 2. We can't really draw a hollow circle because in this case it's less or equal to 2. And it's going to pointing in that direction. That's the answer for the question. And let's move on to the next one. For question 8, it says, write down the inequality. I see minus 4, I see the 3, and we just need to put the symbol right there. Oh, by the way, this is not x anymore, this is y. So y is greater or equal to minus 4, less than 3. And then question 9. On the number line, we need to show the inequality. To be honest, before we show it, we need to solve it. So let's rearrange it, shall we? X less or equal to 4 minus 1. X less or equal to 3. The 3 is right there, and it's going to look like this because it is less or equal to 3, pointing in this direction. Let's move on to part B. 2y is greater than 5, less than 12. Don't worry, we do not need to panic just because there is 2 inequality sign right there. We should do the exact same thing that we did before. Let's simplify it, shall we? For all of the number and values, let's divide everything by 2. Y is greater than 5 divided by 2. Y is less than 12 divided by 2. Because the question is asking us to write down all the possible values when y is the integer, I'm intending to convert everything into a decimal rather than a fraction in this case. So y is greater than 2.5. Y is less than 6. Do we got any value for y that satisfy such an inequality? Yeah, I think y can equal to 3, 4, and 5. And these are the final answer. For part C of the question, solve the inequality. Let's do the rearrangement, shall we? 4 plus 3x less than 19. 3x greater than 19 minus 4. 3x greater than 15. X is greater than 5. And that's the final answer for the question. The next one, question 10. It says that n is an integer such that it satisfies such an inequality. Write down all the possible values. Just like before, I am intending to simplify it by dividing all the term by 3. N is greater than minus 8 divided by 3. N is less than 10 divided by 3. I was going to convert everything into a decimal, and then I realized that it's probably going to be recurring decimals, so don't worry, I'm just going to put it as a fraction. N is less than 3 and 1 over 3. N is greater than minus 2 and 2 over 3. Okay, so in this case, I think n could equal to minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And these are all the values for this question. Alright, and that's pretty much it for today. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.